Hey bright souls, it's your boy the Mystic Sam Star. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button for the update on all the weekly tarot that I will be doing, the new moon, full moon reports, all the healing content I will be putting out here. Just make sure you just hit the subscribe button so you're just notified, and yeah, go watch it. So October 16th, on Friday, we have a new moon in Libra. So the new moon is all about going within. It's a time of rest. It's about reflection. It's about meditation. It's about going within and just to feel and to set intentions on new beginnings and what we want to bring into the light. This particular new moon that's in Libra will be about reevaluating our relationships, where these relationships are with our significant other or partnerships, intimate relationships. It's how we work with people and how we're going to respond to others and not being triggered by other people. We are changing our perspectives on how we look at people, how we respond to people. We're changing our perspective on ourselves, of how we receive and accept love. And this is going to allow us to come out of our comfort zone if we've been kind of like stuck in our own sense of solitude and not opening up to others, because there's going to be a push and a pull to actually connect with other people. And this could be hard for people because lack of trust and things like that. But the soul is saying we have to communicate. We have to create partnerships. We have to create more relationships. We have to create business relationships, because this is how we are all going to come together collectively to kind of like create the new world. We can't do things by ourselves as much as we might want to. We need other people. When we go to the store and buy a bag of chips, we can't do it by ourselves. There's somebody behind the counter. There's a partnership. I have a product, give them money. It happens like that. There's always a sense of partnership or a sense of exchange of what we do. We're always interacting, even if we don't even see it like that. But there's always interaction. There's always some type of partnership. There's always a give and take. And the new moon in Libra is really going to be focused on that, and how we are utilizing our potential of communicating, since Libra is an air sign, and coming out and really expressing ourselves and expressing our truth to others. So during this new moon, we also have like the Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio, and Mercury represents how we communicate and think, while Scorpio is the deep feelings and emotions. So be ready to hear truth this new moon. Be ready to be open up to be hearing your partner's truths. People becoming more vulnerable, and just speaking. They can be telling you their darkest secrets, and especially like in relationships, if anything been holding, and people been holding on to like anger, frustrations, a sense of judgment, not feeling valued enough, and that's been triggering them, and they haven't been speaking about it. It's going to be very, very deep of how we communicating about relationships with our significant others. There's a lot of uncovering of dark secrets in relationships that can be open to regarding and revealing secrets or clearing out emotional baggages that we've been holding on to. And this is just be a time for, again, just reevaluating our feelings and emotions and speaking our truth and not holding back. So this is really a time, if you're feeling anything, and if you haven't been speaking up, if you haven't been real with yourself or honest with yourself and honest with your partner or the people that you're connecting with, and not standing up and speaking for yourself, this is the time. This is the time to be vulnerable and communicate and talk. And people can't accept you for being vulnerable and showing up and being human. Then you know who you need to keep in your circle, and you know who you need to weed out. And this is just going to be that time of just getting rid of the old and bringing in the new. The new moon in Libra is a focus on the heart chakra. So this is the heart chakra energy, and the heart chakra is all about love, empathy, partnerships, sympathy, and compassion. And when we heal in the heart chakra is open by cultivating ourselves, by loving ourselves, by bringing compassion to ourselves. And the heart chakra is usually blocked by grief. When we hold on to grief, we are blocking the heart chakra. We're blocking the flow of love and receiving love and expressing what we really feel truly within us. And I guess this is what we're going to be really, truly looking at during the new moon in Libra. Because when we're not strong in our heart chakra, or we can be lacking love for ourselves and not opening up to others and being shy and not expressing ourselves honestly. Because Libra rules all kinds of relationships. It rules empathy, it rules understanding, love, peace, karma, socializing, and balance. And Libra being a cardinal sign, cardinal being the first, the cardinal sign being the initiator. This will be initiating new partnerships and new ways of communicating and open up to new ways to live and work in partnerships and how we share and express with one another. So it's definitely the initiating the new so we can leave behind the old, leaving behind emotional wounds, emotional baggages. You know what I mean? Like just letting our emotions out and sharing it and clearing the table to start a new slate. So that we can actually bring in this new fresh energy to help us shift and bring more balance to our life and love, relationship, and partnerships and all aspects of our life. This movie actually is can actually clear out a lot of like deep karmic emotions, energies that have been very, very deep in our subconscious, and it can bring it up to our consciousness so that we can clear it out. And it put us in a position so that we can face and clear these karmic ties and energies so that we can free ourselves from it and allow new lessons, experiences for growth and transformation to occur. So this new moon is going to be very intense, especially very intense, especially with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. That is it's as much as it's very deep and intense and dark and secrets and everything's being revealed. It's needed. It's that deep within this dark space. There's so much hidden potential that we can allow to create and make happen, and we are being asked to push ourselves out this space into this new way of being, into this new way of living, and not staying stuck in our old paradigm. I'm going to pull some cards. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot, and I'll pull a couple cards in this new moon to see what energies, how we can navigate, and how that soul wants to heal through this new moon, and what we can really expect during this new moon. And you might hear shuffling the cards as I get ready. So let's see what comes out. I'll pull like 3 to 5 cards, and then I have some oracle cards I'm gonna pull as well. So I hope you got some tea going on, something nice to drink as I do this. Okay. So the first card we got is the 8 of Swords, and this is a woman tied up with swords around her. So we can seem blocked by all the emotions, the mental emotions that are growing through us. We can feel like we don't know where to go, and we are being forced to kind of just use our intuition at this time, and not really focus on the fears. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, you might have fears, you might feel blocked by your mind, but it's our intuition that's gonna kind of lead us through this. There's like a little gray background, so there's a sense of like confusion and kind of uncertainty with this new moon as we going forward. She's blindfolded, so she can't see around her, and but she has the swords around her. So we have to move through with intuition. We can't be blocked by our fears and our anxieties and our ifs and what ifs and whatnots. We have to be very. It's asking us to truly just go in and just be honest with ourselves as we kind of like navigate through this new moon. Also get the Hermit. So the Hermit with the 8 of Swords. So it's definitely going within, following your intuition. There's a time going back into like reflection. What is really bothering us? You know what I mean? What is what's in our minds that is blocking us? We could be overthinking something. We can be not making moves because we're stuck in our minds, and our minds can really be blocking us. And this is bringing us deep into a hermit stage where we have to understand what these blockages are so that we can reevaluate ourselves so we can make changes. So with the new moon in Libra, this could be like relationships, how we love, who we love. It could be about how our current relationships is going, and partnerships. It can be even like routines, like what am I doing in my routines, and what am I not getting done, why am I not expressing, you know what I mean? I could have all these ideas and all these ways I want to express myself, but they're also conflicting with other things I want to do. So going within kind of like helps us narrow things down so we can make the right choices. And these right choices are going to create this balance that we kind of like need. And that's the thing. We need to go within so we can find this balance that is needed. So we're feeling stuck because we're kind of feeling unbalanced. And this going within is going to help us create this balance. So we need to sit with our thoughts during this new moon, dark moon in Libra, so we can actually really navigate through this and see through the end. Because at the end we get the Ace of Swords. So through this deep tunnel, feeling trapped, going within allows us to see the truth. It's like this clarity truly comes out, and what we do with this clarity that comes to us is all up to us. It's truly up to us. It's all about choices, about how we're gonna navigate through this new moon. But it's all about this. With the swords, it's all about the swords. Like it goes to the Eight of Swords to the Ace of Swords. That one sword. You know what I mean? We have this clear thoughts. We have this clear idea. It's like everything is actually starting to make sense as we progress through this new moon. And this could bring about the way we communicate. Is open up to communication. We can be feeling like divinely inspired or motivated, and kind of have this inner knowing of what needs to be done, what needs to be said, what needs to be cleared out. The Ace of Swords can be, I feel like, an Archangel Michael energy, bringing this cutting these cords. It's giving us the power, you know what I mean, to communicate. It's giving us the power to cut off ties with people that are not beneficial or doesn't or you know what I mean, not going to help us evolve. So it's truly just cutting away from the past and just going forward. We got the hangman. So we're basically going to be seeing things from a different perspective. Spiritually, hangman, Neptune, desires, dreams. So where are your desires? Where are your dreams? What are you meant to be doing? I feel like this is more of a soul calling back to like purpose. And this is where that balance is coming in. It's like we are balancing ourselves out so we can be more aligned to our soul's purpose. But to get more aligned to our soul's purpose, we need to do the deep inner work. We need to do the shadow work. We need to remove all these obstacles, but the obstacles are all in the mind. The obstacles are all in the mind, and that's what's keeping us held still. And we really need to focus on the intuition. We need to focus on like, okay, focus on intuition. Like, and when I know intuition sounds like cliche. It's like, yeah, okay, follow your intuition. But it's really just going within and like, let's say, listen to our soul. Listen to the inner wisdom that we have. That the inner knowledge, the inner experience, like what have you been through? What, like, take the past life's experience of what you've been currently going through. And this could be subconscious thoughts that we're not even aware of that's blocking us, and that's coming into light so we can see the changes that we need to be making. With the Eight of Swords, I'm going back with the Eight of Swords. I'm pulling the Five of Wands on top of that. So, you know what I mean? There's definitely conflict with ourselves and trying to break free from this. So it's definitely a sense of like having to creating frustration. This is creating a sense of like anger. It's like, I want to do this, I want to move forward, but I'm stuck and I can't. And it's this Five of Wands. It's like, I'm fighting myself, and I can't get out of this. I can't get out of this this rut. And this Five of Swords is that we just competing with the ego and the soul. It's like, go within. Go within. Find the balance. Two of Pentacles with the Hermit. Go within. Find your balance. Find your footing. Find your footing in the world. We really need to like ground ourselves and take a moment to like kind of just go with the flow of the universe in a sense. Right now, like I'm seeing, she has one pentacle up and one pentacle down. She's looking at the pentacle that's down. So again, I feel like that's looking inward. She's looking within herself. She's trying to see what she can create and bring out within herself. Pentacles, self-worth and value. What is your worth and value? And how are you showing, how's that showing up in your world? How you bringing that out and showing it to other people? She's dressed very nicely with a nice background. So you know what I mean. Maybe this is something about image as well. Y'all know there's not like a Leo energy, it's a Libra, but you know what I mean. It's something about like self-image that seems to be coming up. That seems to become with this. And that could be how we are expressing ourselves and how we showing ourselves up in the world. With the blue background, that's a lot of communication. So how we communicating our self-worth and self-value to others. And again, that's something that you'll find by going deep within yourself, and cultivating and building up and utilizing to make the best things happen. Hold on, I'm pulling more cards. We have the Ace of Swords with the Nine of Swords as well, with the Knight of Pentacles. So with clarity could come some bad news as well. So maybe this could be some bad news that could come up that can really affect you badly, and you might not take it well. And it's, you know what I mean, just stay grounded. If you find yourself in the back end of receiving bad news, just understand that it's still a healing period. And you know what I mean, it might be hard to take bad news, and you might not be able to accept it. And also the new clarity that comes with this can still be haunted by the subconscious thoughts. So it's still this fight of overcoming, even when we get the clarity. Because when we see things for what it truly is, sometimes that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's a hard thing to do when we see things for what it really is, because it opens us up to a different perspective. It's like, damn, I can see truth for what it really is, but I don't like this truth. And we got to be able to sit with that truth and be like, you know what? That's what it is. That's the truth. Knight of Pentacles. You know what I mean? I still have to make way. I still have to build a future for myself. I still have to move forward and cultivate this new beginning for myself. Going back to the Hanged One, this is to bring us back into, you know what I mean, well, what truly is my desire. What do I really want, and seeing things from like different perspectives. With the Seven of Wands, there's still a sense of fighting. Like, I feel like there's a lot of fighting with ourselves. Even with our soul's energy and the ego, there's a lot of fight and flight. It's like going back and forth. And we need to really stay centered in our soul's energy. The Hermit energy will probably be the best energy to be as far as sitting and reflecting and cultivating a stronger sense of groundedness, a sense of worth, a sense of purpose, value, love, understanding, compassion, and making great choices based off that. That's gonna bring new beginnings. At the end, we got the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, so it's basically about being comfortable within yourself, holding your truth, holding your values and your truth, and sticking with it. Setting boundaries, setting emotional boundaries, mental boundaries, physical boundaries. You know what I mean? Is securing yourself and creating those boundaries so you feel protected. So going back to the Eight of Swords, where the boundaries is kind of like well, I have my anxiety, I have my depression, I have this, I have that, and it's a hard time because it's a pandemic and everything. But you know what I mean. It's that cultivating that and transmuting that into something more solid, something more like stability, like creating this sense of stability and reassurance for ourselves during this new moon in Libra, which eventually is just going to truly just help us, um, help us, you know, build new foundations of structures of, again, the Empress card says there's definitely new creations coming from this. Like when we get past this phase of basically getting out of our mind, getting out the ego, and really connecting with our soul and being connected to our soul's purpose and energy, that great things could come forth. We get this Empress energy, this divine feminine energy, Venus, which is ruled by Libra as well, that we can create and go forth and, you know what I mean, come up with new ideas of new ways to bring new ways of like communicating and just being creative. I'm just feeling a deep creative energy, a deep motherly goddess energy that's helping us and guiding us to allow us to express our creativity the way that we want to be open to share your divine feminine energy side, to be vulnerable, whether you're masculine or feminine. Like we all got that feminine energy, so it's definitely tapping more into that energy, the heart space. And when we find ourselves more in the heart and not in the mind, I mean, that's when everything happens. That's when things begin to shift. That's when things begin to change. When we're more within the heart. Because when we live more within the heart and the love and the compassion, the heart chakra space, that's when like the real creation can really happen. Because we outside the ego. We're not dealing with the ego. We outside the mind now. We're in the heart. We're in the soul space. And when we're in the heart and the soul space, I mean, we are able to allow love and to receive love and to be open to create new opportunities, to create new relationships. That's when things begin to kind of like change. We find, new creative opportunities, and you're just giving like gifts of inspiration. And even though it might seem slow, it might not be quick like the way we want it to, but it's definitely a slow going that will change. That will definitely change and bring this sense of like a greater awakening. You know what I mean? Like a greater awakening, and it might help us create new jobs and new systems. I could see us moving from places that we don't like, maybe even like new businesses, like creating new businesses, new jobs, switching, moving to new locations, finding new jobs, finding new people to work with. Like I don't like my current job, I don't like where I'm at right now, so you can be open up, like, you know what, that's not for me. I'd rather do this. I'd rather be a creator. I don't like this current job. I don't like my boss. I don't like my coworkers. I want to find a new job. And so this could be a time for finding a new job, new financial opportunities could be coming up from this. Again, this is from the Eight of Swords, getting out that fear. You know what I mean? Getting out that fear-based energy, and not allowing the mind to stop you from moving forward. Because see, going back to the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords with the Nine of Swords, like, yeah, we have the clarity of the movement, but it's still the Nine of Swords. There's still that there's still that scary energy. Like, I'm scared to move forward. I don't know if I do this, I might make the wrong choice. So it's really about going to the Hermit, trusting. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Go within. Feel what the soul is telling you. It's going to bring in this motivational energy if you can like meditate and go within, and where you feel drawn to, where you feel motivated for, I feel like that's where you need to go, even if it doesn't feel right at the moment. It's like trust your soul's instincts. trust your soul's instincts. I really don't want this to be too long, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna pull some just cards from the Keepers of the Light deck. I'm not gonna show it for too long. Keepers of the Light. We have Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Yes, you have learned from experience. Going back, I feel like this is going back to the Eight of Swords. How I said that's from past experiences and how that could be subconsciously there. And we move into the Hermit. And that's how the Hermit is there, so we can reevaluate those past lessons and karmic debts and energies that we've been through, and we can clear it out. So the higher learning is taking that wisdom, taking what we learned and from the past and really cultivating that, bringing that into a different type of wisdom. More inner study is like, okay, the inner wisdom, like what inner wisdom, the soul's wisdom, like what have I been cultivating from these, I guess, this could be from 3 months to 3 years to like 30 years. Like there's an end of a cycle. There's an end of a karmic cycle that's ending. But the inner study that's further required is us doing the inner work, doing the shadow work. So the shadow work must be done so we can move further and progress. As I said, you learn from experience. There's purple in this card. So again, intuition. There's higher learning, higher knowledge. There's a sense of like an ascension energy. I feel like that's come with this, and a lot of cosmic influences that's going to be helping us break free from like emotional turmoil and trauma and things like that, and really allowing us to be able to love and express ourselves a little bit more. But the more you are focusing on yourself and doing the inner work, the more that this further progress can happen and allow itself to be, and you can just become what you need to be and your more authentic self. The next card I got is Christian devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So trust your spiritual guidance. It's all about trusting. Like, guys, it's all about trusting your intuition. It's all about going within and feeling your way through this. We can't, as much as this is a intellectual air sign, it's bringing that intuition. Like, you have to bring intuition in your mind together. This is heart and mind combining together. So with intuition comes, you still need some sense of common sense, and to be able to, I guess, bring that intuitive knowledge into something that you can express, something that you can show, something that you can live. And maybe there's a thing of sharing your experiences and sharing your wisdom with others, so maybe it can help them grow, help them see themselves in a better light. So be the light. Be the light. The last card I pulled from the Keepers of the Light deck is Cool, the Harmony Unfolding. Remember that you are on the right path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So take a step at a time to happiness. There's no rushing through this. This is going to take time. It's going to take time to cultivate. Healing doesn't happen overnight. So, you know what I mean? Just keep your thoughts positive as you go through this growth. As things change, as things, you know what I mean, fall apart, focus on the blessings. Focus on the blessings that are coming with this new moon, and don't allow yourself to be self-sabotaging and keeping yourself stuck because in your mind. And I mean, there's so much more new beginnings. There's so much that can happen for you if you allow it to. But you have to do the inner work. You have to go within. You have to face your shadows. This is all about facing shadows, especially with the Mercury in Scorpio. You have to face your shadows. There's no shortcuts with this. You have to face your shadows. There's no other way. I'm pulling a card from the Dragon deck, and then I'm going to be done because it's already 29 minutes. And I'm sorry it's so long, but if you're still here, I love you. Thank you. Rainbow Dragon. Brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust. Rediscover wisdom. Expect miracles. Accept opportunities. So again, so this is definitely going through the shadow work. You know what I mean? This as dark and you know what I mean, as frustrating, the anger, the anxiety, the depression. You know what I mean? Be going through all these emotions, especially with like ourselves and opening up and receiving love and opportunities. Like it's trust, sacral chakra, because it's orange on this card. Like it's taking. You have to take risks. You have to be able to say, fuck it, like, I'm gonna just go, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna endure it, I'm gonna put myself out there, because if I don't, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna change. I'm always just gonna be sitting here doing the same thing, repeating the same cycles over and over again, and this is the time we can break that cycle. The rainbow that's on the other side of this cloud, and the sun is rising in this card, and it's like you're coming into this fruition and this light. You can be the lighthouse, like just awakening to your own truth, your own abilities, your own skill sets, your own creativity, your own mastering, being a master of yourself. Just trust the universe. Going with this dusty pink dragon from Andromeda. Yeah, I think it's Andromeda. Prepare all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. So yeah, so this bringing this deep love energy that's coming in from the galaxies. Listen to music. Healing music could be good at this time. Sound healing. Anything that makes you feel good. Anything that brings joy to you right now. Anything that makes you feel motivated. Anything that gets you out your seat and not keeping you stuck in a negative mind frame. Do with something listen to music that's gonna open your heart. I mean, whether that's like positive music, something that's gonna help motivation. And the last card I'll be getting is the gold and silver violet dragon, flame dragon. Transmute the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transformation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So I love this card as the ending card, because this is what this is all about, your transmutation, especially with the Mercury and Scorpio retrograde. Like this transformation is all about the new growth. It's all about offering our service. I mean, out of love, out of compassion for others, to help with the growth. This dragon's holding a butterfly, so it's definitely a transformation, and expressing your wisdom, expressing your magic. Keep on saying I need to try to stop. But yeah, it's time for transmutation. It's time to change. It's time to get out the ruck. It's time to move forward. The purple flame, that goes back towards Saint Germain, the violet flame, and you can use that in meditation. The violet flame to kind of just help clear any karmic energies, anything that doesn't need, that's trying to leave your body and kind of feel stuck. This energy is going to help us remove the blockages, so we can get to those new opportunities, so we can take those risks, so we can rediscover the wisdom that we have within us that we lost, and then we can lost that in past relationships as well. Past relationships, like other relationships, we lost aspects of ourselves. We could have left apart pieces of our soul with other people, and this is the time we're kind of bringing ourselves back to fullness. We remember who we are, and we remember how we can love other people and how we can love ourselves. So it's definitely like not allowing the past relationships. If anybody's been bad to you, if you felt you need to cut aspects of yourself off, or you can't share parts of yourself because in a past relationship you did something and it didn't work out, so you said, I'm never going to do that again. But you know what I mean, that was cutting off a part of you, and we are bringing that back. Like we're bringing ourselves back to this point of fullness of love, so we can allow ourselves to love ourselves as fully as we did before we got caught up in all this mess. And that goes back into the Eight of Swords. It's releasing all that. It's releasing the guilt. It's releasing the grief. It's releasing the past thoughts, the memories of past relationships that we probably hold on to, that keeps us stuck from moving, that doesn't allow us to make the decisions that we want from our heart space. And I think we're in there. The bottom of the deck of the Modern Mystic Tarot was the Nine of Cups. So behind all the veil is the Nine of Cups. It's this inner happiness, this inner peace that we have. And when we have that inner peace and that inner happiness, we are we can be comfortable with ourselves. We could be, we're comfortable with ourselves. We again setting those boundaries for love, and we are open but not naive to new partnerships and business partnerships and intimacy, and we attract what we want. So by doing the shadow work and doing the clearing, we are attracting what we want. And by not allowing the past to block us, we can move forward without creating any type of self-sabotage or any blockages on new opportunities that are coming our way. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tarot reading for the new moon in Libra. I hope y'all have a great new moon. Make sure y'all do your meditation. Make sure y'all go within. Y'all do your reflection. Make sure you do the shadow work, because it's very, very important right now. So until next time, I am the Mystic Sam Star, and I'll see you next time.